Most people don't really think about it very much, but if you have a 5% alcohol beer, that means 95% of it, give or take, is water. Water is like the main ingredient in beer. And if you forget about that, you're forgetting about what you're doing on a day-to-day basis.
Water is the most important aspect of life. It's a really easy reductionist thing to highlight.
We definitely believe that it is our need to make sure that clean water is available for our industry, and it really is the future of Oregon and the future of the industry.
Great beer requires wonderful water, and protecting our watersheds is paramount. So it was only natural we pair with the Oregon Brewshed Alliance to meet their mission and our mission to protect our local watersheds.
The Oregon Brewshed Alliance is all about connecting Oregon's craft brewing industry, which is a huge part of Oregon's new economy, to advocating for forest watershed protection, because there's a vested interest for both the people who live here in Oregon and the craft brewing industry for clean water and a sustainable water future. Portland has some of the best drinking water in the country, and as a result, one of the best places for craft brewing in the country because our drinking watershed is protected.
Here in the Pacific Northwest, where seemingly water is everywhere, we often take water for granted. Turning on our taps and seeing that cold, clear, fresh running water coming out of them, we don't really think in our day-to-day how that water got there, where it came from, and why it's so essential that we protect those sources.
In Portland, we've got some of the best brewing water in the world coming out of the Bull Run watershed.
I mean, it's huge, we're very fortunate for where we are to make beer, so we don't have to mess with the beer pretty much at all.
We're really fortunate because we draw straight from the Mackenzie River, which is probably one of the cleanest watersheds in the United States, and it's just cold and clean and tastes great.
I travel quite a bit for work, and I know what it's like to have really gross tasting water in some other areas, and I'm very thankful that here in Portland and Oregon we generally don't have that issue.
Clean water to me means a lot. I consider myself a bit of an outdoorsman, so it means healthy fisheries, clean forests. So it means a lot to me personally, but it also means a lot to us as a brewery, because water is the lifeblood of everything we do. It's the lifeblood of mankind. Beer is 90% water, so it really makes a big difference to have clean, healthy water to make beer with.
Not far from here, just below us, is a piece of private property that makes up the majority of the actual watershed. And about 5 years or so ago, it was logged very aggressively, and it was logged in a way that had a lot of impact on the creek itself. So it's unfortunate that the damage has been done, but I also see it as an opportunity to take some stewardship of our watershed.
Breweries in our alliance, like Yachats, had their watershed clear cut, and that is a huge health risk and threat to the future of that community. And Yachats Brewing, who's an alliance partner, that affects them greatly when their water has been compromised. Our native natural forests are the best water filtration systems we could ask for. Mature and old-growth forests capture moisture from the air, and the water passes through their complex root and soil networks, cleaning out contaminants and releasing water slowly to prevent flooding and excess runoff. By the time that water reaches our streams and rivers, it is clear and pristine. The threats and health risks we've seen in Oregon watersheds, like Yachats, can be traced back to removing those forests that filter, capture, and cool our water, and it's only exacerbated by climate change. Protecting our forests is part of the solution for a secure water future in Oregon.
I really see business as an extension of ourselves. If our bodies require clean water, our business really requires clean water. It's up to us to use business as a force for good.
People just need to realize where their beer's coming from, where their water's coming from, what people are doing to help preserve waterways.
Yeah, I mean, in Oregon, we're one of the more fortunate ones in the country or the world, and so I think it's more important that businesses get involved with the politics aspect of it, making sure that the watersheds are being safeguarded.
It's important for folks to dive deeper into the brands that they're basically funding. You're funding change in the world, so you might as well fund change for the better.
As a proud father of 2 children, I always think about legacy and I think about posterity, I think I'm even more concerned about what the impact is for society at large.
Great beer begins with clean water. Water is a product of the land that it flows through, and so we need to protect our natural wild landscapes where our water is sourced, so we can protect Oregon's watersheds, Oregon's craft brewing industry from source to pint.